2 months and we're back.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, 2 months.
Well, we had a little bit of a hiatus because I was doing an episode a week. We were, but for the most part, I do the post editing and whatnot.
I like to make him do all the work, and
Yeah.
I turn up about once every couple of weeks just to record, and then I go off and live my life.
Yeah, but the problem was I couldn't live mine. I literally didn't have any free time, so...
But we decided just to go on a little bit longer because, like you said, you don't get much time to yourself, and you've got quite a lot of shit going on in the background.
I was trying to practice my theory test, my driving.
And how did that go?
Well, failed it 3 times.
Your theory?
Yeah. I still haven't passed it.
How do you do that?
Okay, so here's the biggest...
Did you even revise?
Okay, so you're going to love this. Yes, I did revise on the morning of each test, but it sinks in because I've got like the shortest memory span ever, right? So the first 2 times I passed my hazard perception because there's 2 parts to it, right? Hazard perception and then the multiple choice.
Yeah.
The first 2 times, you can afford to get 7 questions wrong. I got 9 questions wrong, so I just need to get 2 more questions and I would have passed it either of those times.
Did you go the other way and get more wrong?
No. So I got the same score for the multiple choice the first 2 times. The second time, I got 11 more points on the hazard perception, so I was only getting better.
Mm-hmm.
The third time, passed the multiple choice.
You failed your perception.
I don't fucking know how to win with this bullshit anymore. It's such horseshit.
Well, when I did my theory, I guessed the answers. I knew 4 out of the, how many is it, like 40?
50 questions.
50 questions, I knew 4. So I guessed the rest. And then I still passed by quite a large margin. I was like...
I think it is luck, really.
I mean, to be fair, like, I revised solidly for like 2 months every day.
Yeah, but I'm not making these promises to myself. Like, I just wouldn't. Plus, bought a Nintendo Switch. That's another thing I've been doing. And that's been eating up a lot of my time.
What have you been playing?
Started off with Zelda. Bought that, and that came with the console. I beat all the divine beasts in the main quest, and literally just about to do the last bit of it. But I wasn't too fussed to finish it immediately because I bought it last year.
Have you been running like speed running now, or have you been doing other stuff like side quests and exploring?
Yeah, I do. Do bits and pieces. Actually, what I did was I did all the quests up until the bit where you actually do the divine beasts. And then I did that for all 4 of them. And then I beat the beasts one after the other consecutively. And then I didn't realise that you get like a special skill after you do each one. And I totally wasted my time. Like I could have benefited from those skills.
Yeah, I went to go and do the beasts as early as possible because I wanted the abilities because it makes traversing the world so much easier and better. And then I must have spent like 100 hours just fucking about, just doing absolutely nothing.
I'm trying to do all the shrines because I want to get all the hearts. I've already got all the stamina. Anyway, I played that for a couple of weeks, and then Octopus Traveler came around. I mean, it had already been out for a month at that point, but like all the hype was...
Yeah, it was real.
And I was interested in it, but I was dubious because it's Square Enix. And we know how much we like Square Enix, we're used to. And really, this game put my faith back in that company. And it's funny, they always seem surprised when games like this do well.
I don't think Square Enix know how to make a good... Well, no, not know how to make a good game, but know how to do a business.
Well, I feel like this game was made by their B team. Like, this wasn't... It was just like, yeah, whatever,
it wasn't the core...
We'll release it on the Switch. It's a Switch exclusive, yeah, whatever. And then it sold, like, so fucking well. And I had to buy it on eBay, brand new, sealed, for like 75 quid at the height of the...
Jesus.
Yeah, but I really wanted it, and I'm so glad I bought it. I got like 80 hours out of that game, and that's not just like grind. There's grinding in it, in Octopus Traveler, and the fighting components are really interesting. But the story it's just so good. It's like, I wouldn't say the voice acting is amazing, but the dialogue, the way it's written is really good. And it's very sort of, it feels like it's set in a sort of an old medieval, like old England style.
Yeah.
Rather than like, you don't have loads of characters with like Japanese names. They're like, you have like Michael or, Jason or whatever. You don't have like Shihiro or all these Japanese characters' names, and it just gets confusing. So it's not like Persona where it's set in Japan. It's more westernized, even though it is Square Enix.
The Japanese are really making a massive push into the Western audience. I mean, look at Monster Hunter. They brought out Monster Hunter World. Capcom, it's massive in Japan. Never really took off that well here. It did have like a dedicated fan base. But in Japan is where it's at. And they brought out World, and it became like the best-selling game like of all time from Capcom. It sold like I don't know, 60 million copies, something ridiculous.
Is this the PS4 exclusive one?
No, the PS4, Xbox, and PC one.
Oh, right. That'd be why I haven't played it then.
They've been doing well. Games you do need to get. Obviously, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate has come out basically within the week.
That was the one that was on the 3DS.
It was on the 3DS. They've gave it a graphical overhaul, or a high texture overhaul. Added new monsters into it and bits and bobs here and there. Like, adapted it really well to the Switch. You've not played World, so...
I've never played any Monster Hunter game ever.
I'd say you're going to play Monster Hunter, because I started off on World and never played any of the other ones. And then it was really accessible for new players. So it was quite accessible for me. Because if I just started off on Generations, I'd never be able to play it. It's too clunky and a mess.
Okay.
But it's part of the charm. Like, once you start playing it, you realise that it is part of its, like, identity and charm.
Well, I just saw your character and I thought that he looked like something out of a Warhammer or something. Yeah. No, just like the armour and the...
Oh, yeah, no, the armours are really elaborate and, like...
fantasy, like...
Yeah, really high fantasy. Like, the weapons you get are, like, triple the size of you, and they've got, like, parts coming out of everywhere. It's fantastic. You need to get Hollow Knight.
Okay.
That's sort of like a Metroidvania, Dark Souls-esque type game. Dead Cells is another one that everyone seems to be raving about and spunking over. Incidentally, did you hear... So, Dead Cells come out within a week. There's a guy on YouTube called Boomstick Gaming. You heard of him?
Boomstick? It rings a bell. Is he one of the ones who does the voice for one of the guys in Death Battle?
No.
Because he always says, "Hey, welcome to Death Battle." It's Boomstick.
Yeah, he's Boomstick. He's not the same guy.
Oh, okay.
So this guy did a review for Dead Cells, and somebody from IGN plagiarized his review and put it on the IGN website.
Shit.
Yeah, so that guy got fired. You must have heard about it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because I was trying to look at an IGN review for Octopus Traveler, and it said something like, "This has been removed." So I'm thinking, was that written by the same guy?
It might have been. They removed every review that he did.
Yeah.
Because after that plagiarism incident came out, the guy who actually plagiarized went on the internet.
Yeah, the reason why that one was gone, because it said something like, worried that it's been taken from somewhere else. Or
yeah, so every review that he did, they've taken down. He's been sacked from IGN. He's probably never going to work in the industry again.
How did he get outed as a plagiarist?
Boomstick saw his review, and he made a video, and he was like, "This is my review. This is his review. I brought mine out like a week ago. He's done his today." And it's basically like Boomstick would say, "This game is fantastic. Jumping around feels really smooth and blah, blah, blah." And then the guy would go, "Jumping around is fantastic. It feels blah, blah, blah. This game is fantastic." Like, it's obviously
right.
very, very slightly
changed. Can I borrow your homework? Just change it a little.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So, like, he'd talk about exploration, then combat, then something else. How
do you think you're going to get away with something like that?
I don't know, because he thought he's a... But after all that happened, he went on YouTube, the guy, and he was like... It wasn't plagiarism, it was just a coincidence. And he was like, if you can, try and find more. And then they found loads.
Well, they betted him, so he did it.
And then they found out.
Caught him with his pants down.
Oh, yeah, because he was like... Because he went to Kotaku, and he was like, Kotaku just threw my name through the mud for no reason. And he's like, I bet you won't be able to find any others. And somebody else within his own company, he plagiarized one of his co-workers.
Oh.
They found out his CV was plagiarized.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I bet his birth certificate was plagiarized as well.
But he had taken a template from online, but not changed the template. So his whole CV was unoriginal. It's amazing.
That is incredible. I mean, who is the bigger idiot? Him or the company that hired him?
I mean...
It's good when this sort of thing does happen. There's a way of proving it. But then, speaking of internet outrage culture, James Gunn.
We already spoken about that.
We spoke about it on Facebook in DMs.
Yeah.
We haven't podcasted for ages, so... It's, basically, I don't know who did it or found it, but they found, I want to say dug up, but they've always been public.
Yeah, it's not, to be fair, on the side of Disney and everyone having a go at him, like what he said was pretty it's dark.
It's a bit awkward, but they're jokes at the end of the day.
They're jokes from about 10 years ago.
Real paedophiles don't make jokes about it. Do you know what I mean?
On Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like... Because I was reading some of the comments, people were like, "Oh, you must be really sick to even think about those jokes," and it's just like,
Oh my god!
no, it's his humor.
People have difficulty separating what people think is funny to what people think is funny to say.
Yeah,
It's people are so thick.
but you should never censor comedy
Yeah,
because by in nature, comedy shouldn't be.
comedy should be about pushing those boundaries. About
You should in comedy, you should be allowed to take the piss out of everything.
Yeah.
He's been fired. He got fired from making the third Guardians film.
That's fucking terrible. You know
The
what?
entire cast were on his side. They were
know.
like, Batista was like, if you don't use the script, I'm not doing it.
Who said that?
Batista,
Which one's that?
he is Drax.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, if you don't at least use his script, I'm not signing on for the film.
I
And you
thought
can find somebody else.
I thought they've already agreed to it.
No, this was when it was all kicking off.
The thing is, right, James
'Cause-
Gunn was one. He's one of the few people who write the script and direct it in Marvel.
Which is why his films are generally better than
Yeah,
the
than the other ones, because they're structured solidly and it's a proper vision.
Yeah, as opposed to a lot of the Marvel films where they're all basically the same. So he has been fired. I think they are using his script now because Batista hasn't left the
But
production.
who's going to direct it though? Just don't fucking put Ryan Johnson on it.
Is that...
That's the Last Jedi.
And I know, but is that who they're gunning?
I don't know. I'm just fingers crossed because I know they're all part of the same corporate family, aren't they? Disney?
I mean, to be fair, I didn't really like the second film either way, but I mean, I don't think it's fair that somebody should lose their job over something that somebody said 10 years ago. We don't care 10 years ago. Why do people care now?
I think.
If you... Okay, so if one of our...
I don't think anyone really cares. I think people just want to be angry at things.
I know. Oh, okay, well, if somebody is listening and you do think it was appalling and he should be fired, could you let us know why you care now but didn't care 10 years ago?
Also, you're a fucking idiot.
That as well, but I mean, this guy didn't deserve to lose. I still don't think this guy deserved to lose his job.
No.
And he
The thing is, right, it's almost like people act like a joke about doing a thing is as bad as the act itself.
Yeah, so...
It's like they're almost as outraged as they would be if he had actually fucked a kid.
Yeah, no, that's legitimately...
It is pathetic.
He might as well have been a paedophile. Because it's
destroyed his career either way.
Yeah, it destroyed his career. I think he really liked doing these films.
Well, let's move. We've got a few other things that we
Yeah.
you know, rather than bogging it down in depressing poor Disney decisions. You got around to finally playing Tomb Raider.
I did. It was awful.
And when we say Tomb Raider 2, we actually mean the prequel, which is Rise of the
Tomb Raider.
So,
okay, so first of all, there were no tombs in it. Or it's like...
So what is it? Was it just like Uncharted?
Yeah, so what it felt like is the game... Initially, Tomb Raider was like the big name, it was like the big franchise, so much so that Uncharted took a lot of inspiration from it.
Yeah.
But took inspiration, did its own thing.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, after sort of the original games where they start to fail, they just downright copied Uncharted.
It's like Uncharted copied Tomb Raider, and then the new Tomb Raider's copied Uncharted.
Yeah, but made it worse. Throughout the whole game, it kind of feels like the game's just kind of holding your hand through it. Like you're not really in control. The game's in complete control, and you're just kind of along for the ride.
So it's just like one giant cutscene.
Essentially, yeah. Just a cutscene of watching Lara just get thrown about.
Well, what about the character? Has she got much character?
No,
or
she's basically I'm here to make my dad proud and prove that that he was right. She doesn't have a personality.
Oh, what a shame.
Her motivation.
She doesn't have tits either, so she's got nothing.
She's got nothing going for her. Her hair's fucked up. Because they use that like photorealistic sort of hair follicle thing.
Oh no!
It doesn't match with the rest of the graphics.
So it looks like they've just like scraped a comb through it, and it's all...
Yeah, so her hair's going all over the place, and her hair looks good, but it doesn't match the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So
it's quite distracting.
Yeah, the gameplay sucks. The actual climbing, moving about is kind of shit as well. There's a whole crafting element which doesn't really work. Like you're meant to hunt animals and like feed yourself, but that doesn't fit in anywhere ever. It's just not a good game. And it's because one of my mates, she was like, it's fantastic, you need to play it. It's like the best game ever. I finished it like 6 times. And I was like, all right, okay, I'll play it. Mm-hmm. Just finished God of War. And I thought, right, I'll play Tomb Raider then. And I was just like, can't wait just to finish this game. Once I start a game, I usually like to finish it.
Yeah.
Cause,
so you had like an obligation. You're like, I've got to do it because I've got to see how it finishes. You know, I've got to get my money's worth.
Yeah. So I finished it. I don't know. No, I can't even bother playing. I'm not going to play the third one. The thing is, I liked the last one. I liked the first one. I didn't
the
mind.
shadow of the Tomb Raider of the Mordor or whatever.
So
it's
yeah,
called.
whatever they were fucking want to call
Yeah.
it, the Born of the Royal, whatever.
That was almost a sentence.
I was almost sentenced.
From the way you've described it, it's about as enthralling as what the trailer for the live-action movie looked. Just soulless, just like
Yeah, it was.
it was about as
had no-
depthful
yeah.
as it looked.
Yeah, it had no heart. It's literally like they took Uncharted. They watched Uncharted and went, "Why don't we just do that? Because that's done well." So it's like they tried. They tried to make a good game, but they didn't really have any talent behind it.
You
Went to Comic-Con.
you did, didn't you? Yeah, that was another thing that we were going to talk about. You met a couple of
Voice actors. So I met Nolan North, who voices everyone ever.
well, I mean,
Well,
talking
he
about
voiced-
Uncharted, doesn't
so
he voice
he
Nathan
voices
Drake?
Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Massively Nathan Drake. Voiced Deadpool in the game.
And most importantly, he played as one of the girls' dads in Pretty Little Liars.
And even more importantly, Jedi Counselor number 2 in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh.
His massive role.
I was joking about mine, by the way.
I
That
wasn't.
show is fucking awful. But he did actually play a character in it.
Fair enough. So I met him, and I met Troy Baker, Joel from The Last of Us 2, Booker DeWitt from
Didn't he do?
Bioshock.
He did the voice of Pagan Min. in
Pagan
Far Cry
Min,
4?
Far Cry 4. He's also done
he
everything.
do-
He's played Batman and the Joker.
Oh, really?
You had to queue up for like an hour to go meet Nolan North because he spends so long talking to each individual person.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's
so,
cool.
Like,
Then.
so I eventually got to him, and then I was just talking to him just about his life and like what video games he loved doing. And I said, when I was playing Spec Ops: The Line, like your portrayal in that was just fantastic, and he did like a little recording for me, which was great.
That's so cool. The problem with most of these things is you're a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And they just want your money and signature. All right, see you later. Don't talk to him.
Yeah.
That is so good that he
so
took the time to actually speak to fans.
I got God of War. He's in God of War. I'm to sign.
Who's he play?
He plays one of the two brothers who you fight. I forgot their name.
You know, what I would have asked if I were there is like, how do you get into it? Like, what advice would you give about someone who wants to get into voice acting?
Troy Baker actually gave not me advice, a person in front of me that advice. He was like, if you want to be an actor, you go and be an actor. Because he said how I started was in radio. I just got my name out there in radio. And then I kept on pestering people and doing small part-time gigs. And that eventually sort of leads up and builds up and you start meeting people.
Yeah, but what about nepotism? Just like, can you just give me a hand, please? You could change my life.
Yeah, I know, but imagine the amount of people that...
I know.
So...
You really have to do something special, don't you?
Yeah, like, you must...
You should have gone, do you want to be a guest on our shitty radio podcast that no one watches?
You know, it's really ironic. I was talking to Nolan North about that. And I was
Really? You mentioned our show?
Yeah. Because I went on, I know you two are amazing. He goes, oh, yeah, we're doing our own podcast soon. And I'm like, I do a podcast. And he goes, what's it called? And I go, it's Fireborn. It's Respawn Radio.
You said the wrong podcast.
No, I said it now. When I was talking to him.
That was your old show with your brother.
Yeah. No, well, when I was talking to him, I was like, we do Respawn Radio. It's like, check us out. And he goes, yeah, you check us out. If you're listening, Nolan, are you?
He isn't.
He isn't. If you are, can I have a job? I can't voice act, but I can try.
You know what? I've only ever met one voice actor. Well, this was like 11 years ago. I remember. It was Nicholas Briggs. Do you know who he does? He does the voices for the Daleks in Doctor Who.
Oh, right, okay.
Cybermen and
Yeah.
basically every other. And it was just after season 2 had come out. And there was this town up in the middle of nowhere. And there was this toy shop that sold like all the... Do you remember the Doctor Who figures?
Yeah.
And they're so rare and worth loads. If I'd have known, I would have kept them in their fucking boxes. But anyway, he went there and he was just doing a signing in a toy shop. And it was surreal. But to meet someone like Nolan North, mate, I would have...
So I did all of that, and then like you kind of mooch around, you go shopping, and there was so many cosplays, and some people wearing just some outstanding. There's a guy there wearing Kratos, and his son was Aztec.
Oh, right.
But they looked...
all known as Boy.
But they looked spot on. They looked identical to how the characters actually looked. Like, I don't know if they would have spent
Did you take any pictures?
No.
You
I didn't take any. I should have taken so many, but I didn't take any pictures of that day.
Well, it's good. Sometimes it's good to just enjoy.
Yeah, I was in the moment. I was just like, wow, look at that, and wow, look at that. There was a zombie there. Somebody was dressed up as a zombie, and it looked like
Any particular zombie?
just zombie.
There's been a few in history.
Zombie number 3, and then there was a guy there, and I didn't understand this. He had a Halo Master Chief helmet,
Right.
and it was intricate, and it looked expensive, and it looked fantastic. And then he was wearing the shittest body armor and it's just like you either blew all your weight on just the helmet. And you didn't know what to do.
He hit his deadline. He's
yeah,
like, I can't finish it.
Yeah, or you just made the helmet, or something happened. But it's just like,
he probably won the helmet in a competition, and then just got his mum to help him make the rest of it.
Exactly. Yeah, probably. But no, it was just a fantastic experience, and I'm probably going to go next year when it's out again.
The one last thing that I wanted to mention really that I've been doing over the last 8 weeks was I binged watched 5 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. In about the span of 3 weeks. Oh my god!
You never watched it before that?
I watched about April last year. I got up to about season 3, and then I just stopped one day because I moved house and whatnot. And it, I used to watch it with a friend of mine. It just wasn't the same watching it on my own. Anyway, I went through watching it again, and it's so good. I love it. It's so good on like Rick and Morty level, where like sometimes it's really cleverly written. And quite creatively filmed as well. Like there are some episodes that are really good, but it's like you get the flocks of dumb fucks watching it, and it makes other people think it's a shit show.
What do you mean?
Like the cringe culture retards off the internet.
I don't think that it's as bad there as it is with. I'm thinking of Rick and Morty. To be fair.
I think Rick and Morty. I'm thinking Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I hate the Big Bang Theory.
See, I don't find it funny at all. But
it's not funny. I mean, it's got some funny moments, and there are some. But no, I hate that show. It's like lowest common denominator.
Yeah, but then I've had people compare Rick and Morty to Big Bang Theory, which I think is just insane. What is going on here today?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get
Your
comfy.
Microphone is all fucked.
I know. I'm just trying to get comfy.
There we go. I mean, we could probably wrap this episode up soon.
Yeah. One other thing that I had a birthday.
You did? How old did you turn?
27.
Fucking hell.
I know.
It's my birthday next month.
How old are you? 29?
26.
Wish I could be 26. Actually, I don't really give a
it was
shit.
funny. My brother the other day, he was just like, it's fine. You still got time to travel the world. You're in your early 20s. I'm like, I'm in my mid 20s. And he was like, oh, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, so I had a birthday. What did I do? No idea. I went bowling.
You went bowling, but I saw your girlfriend got you a really cool present.
Yeah, she got me a massive landscape from Zelda Breath of the Wild. Looks fantastic.
But it's like in 5 pieces.
Yeah, so I think they're meant to be separated, but I'll put them all together because I couldn't be arsed trying to work out the distance.
It looks better when they're together.
Yeah. But so I had a birthday. I turned 27. So that's my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically all we've been up to.
It's been a short 8 weeks.
I don't know. I feel like it's dragged. Personally,
failed like 3 driving tests.
Let's not continue to talk about this sadness. I've got another test in 3 days' time.
Theory? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Maybe revising for it?
Yeah, probably that morning.
What should you do at a stop sign?
Keep going. Just keep going.
Just close your eyes and
just put your foot down on the accelerate.
You just take your hands off the steering wheel.
Probably jump out the car.
Yeah,
maybe.
Just go.